Hello, students. My name is Mrs. Uche Blessings Chukwemeka, and my students call me Coach Blessings. You're welcome once again, and today I'm teaching you just students on basic operations of integers. So let me start sharing my screen. Before that, I want to know that if you can see me and you can hear me, please confirm in the chat box if you can see me and hear me. All right, let us get on with this. Basic operation of integers. All right, by the end of this lesson, these are my expectations for you. You should be able to define integers and their signs, perform addition and subtraction of integers, multiply and define integers correctly, solve basic word problems involving integers. In fact, this is just like my outline. These are all covered in this class. So be of listening ear and be sure to ask any question anytime you have any question, raise your hands or type in the chat box and see your questions. Thank you. What are integers? Integers are a set of numbers that include positive numbers, negative numbers, and zero. You have the positive numbers there, 1, 2, 3, and negative number -1, -2, -3. In this number line, I shared the negative numbers on the left-hand side and the positive numbers on the right-hand side. This figure shows us the number line of integers. And in fact, this number line is very key in adding and subtracting integers because it makes it very simple. So let's go to addition of integers. Are you following? The following rules apply in the addition of integers. Same sign, add and keep the sign. Different sign, subtract and take the sign of the bigger number. Look at the examples here. We have +4 plus +3 to give us +7. -5 plus -2 to give us -7. +6 plus -9 to give us -3. All right, on the addition of number line, you can see what happens here we have circled 1 for you to know that our position is 1 plus 2. So we're going to move 2 times. 1, 2 to get 3. This applies for any other addition we want to do. If we're picking 7 plus 3, 7, you move 3 times 7. 1, 2, 3 to get 10. 5 plus 4 is position at 5. 5, you add 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to get 9. So that is how number line works. Subtraction of integers. In subtracting integers, take note of the rules. Change subtraction to addition of the opposite. I put a figure to, this is what works during subtraction of integers. Plus, minus, plus to give us minus. Plus, minus, minus to give us plus. Minus, minus, plus to give us minus. Plus, minus, 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 minus. You can look at the last line there to give us plus. These are all what it changes to. So this figure shows the rules that apply when we're adding and subtracting integers. Let's get back to this sign. Look at my example there. -6 minus -3 will give us -3, because look at what happened. We observe the rule that said the same signs, add and keep the sign. You will add this, we'll change the minus because this minus negative sign is meeting a negative sign with a bracket. Once you say this bracket, you know that's minus sign is changing to positive. And that is what happened there. -6 became +3. -6, we still have 6 minus 3, and then we retain the minus sign. That's what happened there. Any question? Do you understand that? Now let's go over to multiplication of integers. How do we multiply integers? The rule to follow are same sign leads to positive. Negative signs leads to negative. Different signs leads to negative. I repeat, same signs gives us positive. Different signs gives us negative. Let me recap addition, subtraction before we even get to. In addition, this is the rule that applies. Same sign, add and keep the sign. Different sign, subtract and take the sign of the bigger number. That is what we went through these examples. Same sign, add and keep the sign. Different sign, subtract and take the sign. The reason I'm emphasizing these rules is because that is what matters. If you can understand the rule, you'll be able to solve any question on addition. And I gave you this image to help you capture its pictorial representation of what I've just shared. Now I have taught subtraction of integers, telling you to observe the rule that says same signs, add and keep the sign. And we also have a pictorial representation of it here. Now we are in multiplication of integers. Same signs leads to positive. Different signs leads to negative. Let's look at it here. Same signs. Look at positive, positive. Look at positive 3 and positive 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Minus 3 times minus 2 is plus 6. Have you seen it? Same signs. It's still negative, negative. Leads to positive. Look at 4, 6. All right? Negative and plus. You can have you seen different side leads to negative. All right? So that's how we got 5 times 2. Minus 5 times plus 2 give us minus 10. All right? Are you getting that? Let's get to the next slide. Okay. The next slide. Let me keep it slideshow. So let us get to where we are. Good. We are in multiplication. This is another pictorial representation so that you can master it and know what we are about. Plus times plus to give us plus. Plus times minus or minus times plus will give us minus. Look at it. This is repeated. Plus times minus will give us minus. Minus times plus will give us minus. This is repeated just in a different way. And minus times minus is positive. So it's still the same sign rule. Positive signs, positive. Can you repeat that after me? Positive signs, positive. Negative signs, negative. That's different signs rather. Different signs, negative sign at the end. Now let's get to the next one. This is for dividing into integer. Same signs will lead to positive and different signs will lead to negative. Examples. Plus 12 divided by 4 will give us plus 3. All right? Minus 10 divided by 2 will give us plus 5. You can see at the end, we still have the same values for division. The value in being divided is not affected, but what is important is the sign. If you just write, okay, minus 10 divided by minus 2 will give me minus 5. You wrote minus 5. You have failed it. So what I'm teaching you is to know the right answer to give in order to excel. And you have the spirit of excellence. Minus 15 divided by plus 3 will give me minus 5. Okay? That's about division. Look at the pictorial representation that is showing us same signs and different signs. For same signs, we have 12 divided by 6. In this 12 divided by 6, you can see whenever you don't see a sign in front, you assume that it is positive. All right? So 12 divided by 6 will give us 2. Then minus, same signs. Minus, minus is here. 12 divided by 6 is still 2, positive. Everyone, same signs gives positive result. Different signs give negative result. You can see 12 minus 12 divided by minus 6. Sorry about that. To give minus 2. Good. And minus 12 divided by 6 will give us minus 12. Any questions so far? All right. If you're raising your hands, I can see you. If you're putting it on the chat, but I can see you and I'll attend to your questions. Thank you. Now let's get to the next slide. Word problems involving integers. How do we solve word problems that involve integers? Number one, I want you to look at this very well. A submarine is at minus 300 meters below sea level. It rises 120 meters. What is its new position? You can see minus 300 meters plus the new level. It rises. That's addition. You can see plus 120, we get minus 180 meters. Have you seen that rule being applied? Who can tell me what rule that's being applied here? So somebody students, I want you to read me number 2. Read this question. Let us see. And number 2 question, read it out. I want to be sure you're always following. All right. A climber starts at sea level 0 meters and climbs up. What do you think will happen here? 0 meter plus positive 150 meters minus, because it says descent. Anytime it's backwards, you know that it is negative. So we do plus 150 minus 220 to give 70 meters. And that is how we got our answer. Remember, the signs are key. The signs are key to getting our correct result. Number 3, Mary had a debt of 20 minus 20. She paid 8 naira. She had a debt of 20 naira. That's minus 20. She paid 8 naira. That's plus 20. How much is left? Look at the solutions. Minus 20 plus 8 to give us minus 12. The answer is that she's still owing 12 naira. Is there any confusion in this? I think it's clear enough. Let us get to number 4. Can someone read number 4? Okay. What do you understand by this? When there is a loss, you know it's minus. When the person steps backward, like there's a word problem that talks about someone moving backward, you know it's minus. It's on the negative side. It's on the left-hand side of the number line, because in my class activity, I will be giving you one question to represent on the number line, which I have shown you. I will still recap at the end of today's class. So in this number 4, in a video game, a player gains 20 points in level 1, loses 15 points in level 2, and gains 10 points in level 3. What is the player's total score? 20 points in level 1, 20, that's positive 20. Loses 15 points, that's negative 15 plus 10. We have minus and plus different signs in operation leading to positive sign. When it is different sign, we have positive sign. Correct. Now let's get to, okay, look at this example. This pictorial image is to help you to capture it, okay? You take 6 steps forward and 6 steps backwards. How many steps have you taken? 6 steps forward means positive. 6 steps backwards means negative. So we have 6 minus 8 to give us minus 2. You can see the signs that are at play. I told you, whenever you see a number standing by itself, you assume that there is a positive sign here. So positive plus negative will give us negative. Different signs gives negative result. Overall, you have taken 2 steps backwards. Are you following? Are you with me? Thank you. Now let's go to the next. We have our class activity here. I want you to solve the following to show me you've been following all this while. Very simple. You have few minutes to do this. Let me see it in the chat box. Or on this number line, you can show a pictorial example of it. Draw your number line. You can turn on your video and let me see your work. Very good. Plus 7 plus minus 2, we give what? Solve the following. 2 minus 4 minus 6, we give what? Remember your rule sign, the signs of the rule. Signs of the rule will always help you to remember this. All right. 5 plus 4, show this using a number line, easy peasy. I've given you an example of that. Solve the following. This one is handling multiplication of integers and division of integers. Why the first 2, addition and subtraction of integers? Easy peasy. Can do this. Minus 4 times plus 5 will give you what? Plus 16 minus 4 will give you what? Do it and let me know. All right. So, and after that, I'll be marking that. And then we'll be doing our corrections. I want your questions. Question time. Let me know your questions. I'm available to answer. And if there are no questions, I'll ask you mine. I'll ask you mine that both different signs in the division of integers. Different signs will give me what value of sign. In the multiplication of integers, positive signs, that same sign will give me what value of sign. All right, anybody answering? Let me hear your answers. Put them in the chat box, or you can raise your hand, unmute yourself and give me your answers. All right. So different signs will give us different signs will give us a negative outcome, and positive signs will give us a positive outcome. Same signs will give us the same value. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for being in my class. Any more questions? I'm listening. Any more questions? So this is where we stop today's class, and thank you for joining. Let me recap all what we have said today. Basic operations. My name is UC Blessings, Coach Blessings. Defining of integers, anytime, any day. You should be able to do that and look at positive signs will lead to negative. Have you seen that? And the same sign will lead to positive. Have you seen that here? Seen it here. All right. And in the division, let's go to division. Look at the rule for multiplication. Look at the rule for division. Have you seen it here? I asked you the question. Negative signs. Sorry, different signs will give a negative. And positive sign will give, that same signs will give what? Same positive. Both if both signs are positive, our signs will remain positive. So there you go. So this is your assignment. Go through this assignment and submit before the next class. I will see you in the next class. Thank you. And that is where we will stop for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you, and bye-bye. See you in my next class.